Okay, hello. We're going to try and do a quick 5,000 plus mile review on the Benelli Zafferano. I'll just get cut quick to the chase for those of you who probably don't want to watch a longer video of me potentially babbling. But I will just say there's very minimal things about this machine that I do not like. So overall, it's pretty gosh darn amazing. I've had it 2 years now. I did take a loan on it, so it's about to be paid off next month, I believe. So, as I said, overall, this thing is a champion. I guess background to tell you about what other scooters or motorcycles or whatever I've owned. I've always owned scooters. I had a Honda Reflex 250cc quite a few years ago, back in 2012, I believe. Had that for about 6 months, rode it around, traded it in for a car, then did not ride for a couple years until I decided it was ridiculous. I wanted to ride again. So I got some little Tao Thunder 50cc scooter I was riding around for a couple of years, rode the hell out of that. Yes, it was a Chinese scooter, but I actually had really good luck with that one too. Finally sold it, and I had both of these at the same time, but I got rid of the little one. Now I just have this bigger one. So as stated, it's a 250cc. You can look all the documentation up yourself, but I believe it's 18 or 20 horsepower. It's actually pretty quick. Tops out at 80 miles an hour. I say 5,000 plus miles an hour, because if we turn on the dashboard here, we'll get to that. Right now it's saying I have 5,182 miles. However, the speedometer stopped working on me at about 5,000 miles. So now it just clicks over very, 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 very slowly with mileage. Like I'll ride 100 miles and it'll go 2. So I probably would guess I have closer to 8,000 miles. So very minimal issues. Like as far as problems, some of this definitely could have just been my luck, or this bike in particular, because I've had quite a bit of bad luck with this one, but I still love it. When I received it, it came without the glass out of that mirror, which is fine because it was already ordered and was going to be getting to me fairly shortly. The other glass fell out while I was waiting for the mirror, so I was driving around with 2 stick-on mirrors you buy for your car for a little while. So I guess that would be one downfall that dislike slightly are the mirrors. They're not fantastic. Visibility wise, they're perfectly fine. You can see out them if they're adjusted correctly, but that relies into the problem. But once again, this could be because other things that have happened to the scooter. So basically this one, for the longest time, the post itself would move on itself. I finally got it tightened down and it doesn't really move, but the mirror itself will float around. So while you're riding, you have to kind of tilt it back a little. So I guess that would be one downfall. Then the other one that I kind of slightly dislike is it going to be the under storage. Now it is big. Volume wise, it's going to be way bigger than my little 50cc was, but it's long but not very deep, so it doesn't fit very well. I think they say you can fit 2 full face helmets in there, but there's no way you're going to get 2 full face helmets in there. Now I am showing you right now, this actually is full face, full modular helmet. It's size small, but I think the shell is larger, so it barely, you have to make sure it's sitting right side up and shoved all the way against the back wall, and it will close, but as you see, sometimes, of course now I'm having difficulties because usually it's no problem. But anyway, it will fit in here. I usually store it in here. It's probably just because my gloves are popped up. It does have to be, like I said, pushed all the way to the side and kind of as flat as it can down there. See, now it's locked. So it will fit. It's just not easy. So if you have a small helmet with a small shell, probably no problem fitting it. But if you have anything bigger than a small helmet, I highly doubt you're going to be able to fit in there. I couldn't tell you what I get gas mileage wise. Probably about 70 miles per gallon, I would say. Now, maintenance wise, some of it is obviously easy, not so bad. Oil changes, no problem. You got the bolt right at the bottom. Gear oil changes, no problem. You got the bolts down there somewhere. However, I did just recently go to try and check my air filter, and that was kind of a gigantic ordeal. So I guess just in order to check the air filter, you basically got to take the whole entire, I'll just go ahead and say the whole entire scooter apart. I think I read somewhere you're supposed to take off like this right here, this piece. I may have to try it again to see if I can get some kind of angled screwdriver in there again, but what I ended up having to do is take off all of the plastic from here back, the luggage rack, take the bucket out of the seat, and disconnect the battery, obviously. And then I still cannot get to it. It looked like I still needed to take off more pieces up towards the front, and I didn't want to deal with that because you probably would have to take more pieces off to take more pieces off. So I just boycotted it and went to the other side of the scooter and took off the little access panel and changed my spark plug. That in itself obviously was not fantastic, so, but it was doable. So I guess for the very minimal downfalls I don't like about this bike would be those mirrors, or I probably would like better mirrors maintenance wise, but this could be just because it's a scooter or whatnot, but you kind of got to disassemble the whole entire thing to do things. And then I guess the only other kind of dislike I guess would be this is liquid cooled, so it does have coolant. You have to open up this little door thing to add coolant if you were going to add coolant. Once again, I've had this 2 years, never touched it, so it's fine. It runs fine, runs cool. And there is a little vent right here that you might be able to see, but there's basically no chance you can see your level. It's very hard to see how much coolant you have in here. The easiest way I have found, I think, is basically to look. I don't know if the camera can even see it because I'm not back there, but you kind of got to look up through the front of it to see it, and then you can kind of see it from underneath. There's a little storage right here, but it's useless. I don't ever use it. There's just a tiny little pocket right here. This side is just blank. There's like this whole door is, it's kind of pointless that even be in there. So I guess I don't use it, so I don't care, but they should have probably done something else there, because there's the most you could put in there is a wallet or a pack of cigarettes or something like that. That's all you're gonna fit in there. So yeah, overall this is amazing, and some of you, even if you were to purchase this, you might even have better luck. Like I said, the mirror came not in there, so maybe I just had bad luck with mirrors or rough roads. But I did go on a vacation once too, drove a couple hundred miles up to the Manistee National Forest in lower UP, Michigan, and ended up breaking a couple of bolts in the swing arm that I didn't notice till I got back and was checking it out. There's 2 bolts that were down here that sheared off. I think it was this bolt right here was, ow, that's really hot still. that one is one of them that I think that broke, and then one of them that was down in there, like farther in there, like just sheared straight off. So at that point we had to take apart the whole entire rear end, like take the wheel off, brakes off, one of the shocks off, all that, just to get a new bolt and everything put in there. And then that was after a couple thousand miles, I think. But then at 300 miles I got a humongous nail in this rear tire. I had that, took apart the whole rear end, took the tire off, took a shop and had them patch it. So basically hands off to them too, because like I said, that happened at 3,000 miles. That happened at 300 miles. So it happened very, very early on. It happened very